Coming to you live from the Mac Studio, it's Whitney High School Live, and I'm your host, Ben Espejo. Well, hey guys, welcome to Monday's edition of Whitney High School Live. I hope you all did well on your comps and enjoyed your 3-day weekend. With me today, I've got a special guest, sophomore Alexis Belos Imperial, who actually does horseback riding. Hi, Alexis.
Hi.
Now, you've prepared a short video for us, so let's take a look.
I love horses. So this is Pickles, and he's been here for about 2 years, I believe, and I've been here for 5 years. So he's somewhat a new addition to this Hurstfield Farm family. I'm a hunter jumper, which means I jump, but not as high as jumpers. And jumpers jump to about 5 feet and higher, and I jump to 2, 3. I like how it's a mental sport as well as a physical sport because it teaches you to be more confident, and it gives you more strength as well. I ride once a week, but I plan on riding twice a week once I get a horse. So there's a summer show I train for. I usually do a jumping course and a flat course. Sometimes it's really nerve-wracking when I see people, and especially like when the judges look at you, because you see judges looking at you. But then in the end, after your course, it feels really good because you know like you did your best. The funnest part has to be jumping, even though it's really like nerve-wracking when you're up there. Like after doing the course, it's really like relieving because you feel really good about yourself. If my body moves too much, that means I'm not doing a very good job. But if it looks like I'm fluid with the horse, like I'm one with the horse, then that means I'm doing my job. Horseback riding is one of the hardest sports, even though people think it's just the horse that does the work, because like I said, it's a mental game, and if you're not ready or prepared for any jump, then the horse isn't going to be prepared, and it takes a lot of leg muscle for the horse to go, and so it is also you and the horse doing the job. I love horses! I love horses because I think when you're down, especially like at school, when you don't do so well and you go to the barn, it makes you feel really good at the end of the day because they're not there to judge you. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Alexis. Now, clearly, you know, when you're doing horseback riding, it's a very dependent kind of sport because you've got an animal, a live animal involved, like a horse. So how do you communicate with the horse, and how does it communicate with you?
Well, I communicate with the horse by holding onto the reins and making sure that I have a feel for its mouth. And then if during jumps you have to like give more reins in order for the horse to feel comfortable and for the horse to communicate with me, it's kind of like a dog's tail where it wags, but instead of tail, it's the ears that you look at. And if its ears are pointed towards you, they don't like what you're doing. And if its ears are like flat or attentive, then they appreciate what you're doing.
So what are you working on now in terms of your horseback riding? Well,
I have a show coming up in the summer, so I'm mostly working on my equitation, which is your posture or the striding to the jump or in between the jumps, and that's what the judges look for.
One last question. How is horseback riding different from what you thought it would be when you first got into it?
Well, when I first joined the sport, I wasn't really sure what I was expecting because I didn't really like search up the information or like look in depth of what I was doing, and so it was completely different from what I experienced and what I am doing now.
Well, thank you, Alexis, for sharing. Now, before we go, where's Rohan today?
Hola, muchachos y muchachas, mujeres y hombres, chicos y chicas. My name is Rohan Vora, and today is Dia de la Candelaria. So, ALAS members, do not forget, today after school we have a fiesta. And for those of you who do not know what Dia de la Candelaria is, let's have a little history lesson. So, let's go all the way back to January 6th. It's a normal day and you're munching on some bread. Oh, what's this? I found a little plastic baby inside of my bread. What could it possibly mean? I'll tell you what it means. If you find a little plastic baby in your bread on January 6th, that means you must host a fiesta on February 2nd, and that's today. So, let's get fiesta in, everybody. I'll tell you, I'm excited for the baby bread. So, adios, and back to you, Ben.
Thank you, Rohan. Well, that's all for today. This has been Whitney High School Live. I'm Ben Espejo. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.